Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Phoenix Suns fleeced the Charlotte Hornets. The Phoenix Suns traded for Mark Williams in a trade that sends Mark Williams to Phoenix, who averaged 15 and 10 last year, averaging over 1 block per game. The 7-foot, 23-year-old center is going to Phoenix. And pick 29 is going to Charlotte, who, Charlotte then drafted Liam McNeely, 29th overall, alongside 2029 first-round pick. You would think, 2029 first-round pick. So that's the Phoenix Suns pick, and they're going to get, the Hornets in this trade are getting a very valuable Suns pick back. Nope. 2029 is least favorable, so the worst draft pick goes to the Hornets of the Utah Jazz. This is not a year or two away Jazz team that should still be rebuilding. 2029, Jazz, Cavs, and Timberwolves. I look at the Jazz. They just drafted Ace Bailey and Walter Clayton Jr. They've already got a solid young core right now. They should continue to build that over the next 3 or 4 years. I don't look at them as a team that would be really bad in 2029. Honestly, by 2029, if they continue to do bad over these next couple years and get good draft picks, they could be a playoff team again by 2029. Or near playoff team. Then the Cleveland Cavaliers, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, you would think could still. I think Evan Mobley will still be with the Cavs in 2029. Donovan Mitchell should still be with the Cavs in 2029. The rest of the team, I can't really guarantee that. But the Cavs look like one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference right now. If they can continue to, build something, they might keep that going the next couple years. That might be the worst pick of that. They might be the worst team in 2029 of these teams. And then you look at the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards. This could be a good. The Timberwolves could be a bad team if Edwards were to request a trade, but I don't see that happening. They're going to continue to build around Anthony Edwards. So honestly, it seems like that won't be a very good draft pick in 2029. And it's least favorable. So, whichever is the worst pick goes to the Hornets in that deal. So just throwing this out there, I'm not saying this will happen. The Jazz could be a top 4 team in the Western Conference in the 2029 season, and go, top 4 team would mean their pick would be in the 20s. The mid-high 20s, and then that pick would go to the Hornets. And I'm not saying the Jazz will be that, but that just saying that, the Hornets might have traded Mark Williams for pick 29 and a pick that could be in the 20s in 2029. Now, they also do get Vasilije Micić in this trade, but honestly, I just view that as a problem for Charlotte. Vasilije Micić is making $8 million next season. He did really well with Charlotte before they traded him to Phoenix. Now Phoenix is giving, him back. But you've got a problem because he's making $8 million next season. Now that's Charlotte's problem that they created because they gave him that contract. And so do you cut him? I don't know what you do with Micić. I would bet that he gets waived. I don't think Charlotte's going to want to pay him $8 million next season, and there have been rumblings about him going to play overseas. I would say it's most likely Micić gets waived. But Phoenix then goes and drafts Kamon Monlock from Duke right after trading for Mark Williams. And now you've got these 2 monster big men in Phoenix. So, look, I think this was a fleece of a trade for the Phoenix Suns. Get Mark Williams, averaged 15 and 10. Look, I think the problem is he's never played over 44 games in a season, since being drafted into the NBA by the Charlotte Hornets in 3 seasons. But let's not forget the fact that sometimes at the end of the season, Charlotte has, in the last couple of years when he's been on their team, has nothing to play for at the end of the season, where there are games where maybe he's healthy, but he's sitting it out because the Hornets are so bad they have nothing to play for. This past year, they went 19-63. So you've seen them, and the same thing with a lot of other teams that have been so bad. They start resting their great players. at the end of the season, and they stopped playing. So, yeah, he played only 44 games this season, but how many of those games did he miss? Yes, he missed, 38 games. But how many of those 38 games did he miss because, he was on a team that was just terrible? Maybe 10 of those games potentially were. Who knows? So, but he's 23 years old, and he's played great when he's been healthy. And the Suns just got him, which was a big team need of theirs, for a late first-round pick in this year's draft, and a 2029 first-round pick, which very well could be a late first-round pick in 2029, and a terrible contract. And then you draft Kaman Monolok to back him up. So they improved their rebounding and shot blocking a whole lot tonight, and their rim defending, rim protection a lot tonight by trading for Mark Williams and drafting Monolok. I'm really impressed with what the Phoenix Suns did tonight. And defensively, I think the Phoenix Suns look a whole lot better next season than they did last year. They traded for Dylan Brooks in the Kevin Durant deal. As a Rockets fan, guys, I will say he is a monster defensively. Mark Williams and Monolok are both good shot blockers. The Suns, yes, lost KD, but they have gotten a whole lot better defensively with Williams and Brooks and Monolok. They've added in Jalen Green offensively. The Suns, honestly, have gotten worse in some parts, but gotten better in some parts as well, and mainly defensively. I'm excited to see what the Suns team can do next year and what could potentially come as the rest of the offseason comes. Because Bradley, you still got other guys like Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, and Royce O'Neal who could be guys that might get traded. The Suns are not done. There are more moves to come. This whole team right now, I think, is a whole mess, and there could be more moves to come in the next couple of weeks. Let me know your thoughts in this comment section. That's the video. If you guys enjoyed, peace out.